And Trent Bolt was, well, actually, they both were saying, God, they should bring that back because that was fantastic. And Trent Bolt won it. And he was sort of laughing about it,
as
saying...
a sort of, 12, 13-year-old or something?
I reckon he was about maybe 15 the first time he did it.
That's great, wouldn't it?
So he's sort of in and around the age groups around that time, maybe around 14, 15. And then played in at the next one. Jimmy Neesham was a bit younger than him.
The concept, I think, is that you can kind of teach or coach or add accuracy, but you can't kind of necessarily develop raw pace. It's because of those kind of fast muscle fibre twitch, the things exactly that Chris Sole has that kind of make bowling pace easier. The hyperextension that you were talking about with me off air about from Jasprit Bumrah as well, the way in which he generates pace. So I think there's a real place for it. I think it's a good idea what Nepal are doing. This is cut away, very fine. But Sheikh is nowhere near as quick as Irie, so they won't get the second. Levitt continues to probe away.
Well, you talk about Jasprit Bumrah, and he was another one of those discoveries in the nets, wasn't he? He was bowling in the nets in his native Ahmedabad, and as a teenager, someone saw how rapid he was, gave him his card, and pretty soon he was in that Gujarat under-19 side and then Mumbai Indians.
Thanks to Sudeep, who reminds me that it's the Beat the Speed World Link Challenge. And it's going all the way across districts, and no surprise that it was out in Sudar Pashim, where there's a lot of cricket and a lot of the players come from for this Nepal side, as well as down in the Terai region, down in Bairawat and all the regions, Tilatama, all the way around there, that one of the young boys, I think 15, 16-year-old, clocked at 131 kilometres per hour out in Sudar Pashim. So, okay, he might not have the accuracy yet, but if they can build on that 131, get that up to 140. Other thing for Nepal that they're desperate to find is a bit of height, because they're one of the shortest nations in the world from an average height perspective. So they don't have a lot of big, tall, burly fast bowlers. Nandan Yadav's pretty tall. He's probably 5'11", maybe 6 foot. And he'll come in and try and hit the pitch a bit more, but you want pace, you want bounce, don't you?
You certainly do. Well, just for the variety as much as anything, and those times when those who can extract that extra something.
Powered into the offside. It's a good shot. Only maybe 2 or 3 yards wide of the cover fielder, but it races to the rope. Arif Sheikh really gets into his work. He moves to 20 at the end of the 29th. It's 123 for 4.
Yeah, just having those bowlers who are tall and can hit the deck hard, so when there's not as much assistance naturally for the bowlers from the deck, they're just able to generate something. And I've had a message learning from Sushil saying Sompal bowled 140 kilometres per hour in the World Cup in 2014 and 138 kilometres per hour in the 2024 World Cup. True?
Yeah, it could well be. He's not rapid. He's skiddy. He doesn't challenge you with a short ball that much, and I think a lot of batters who would face him would say he's a very nice pace to play against. That's not taking away from the skills of him as a cricketer at all, but yeah, he's skiddy, he's not rapid, despite what the clock might say occasionally from the occasional delivery. Wish him well with his recovery. You can see him in a sling over there. Just actually out standing up in the Nepal team dugout. We'll see if you can show you Sampal Kami with that sling on. It's a minor fracture. 3 to 4 weeks is the initial diagnosis of recovery that will be needed, as Irie just kind of presses forward. No real conviction to the stroke. Just see if we can see him there. There he is in the background. You can just see him just about to sit down with his sling on. He's the one standing up just to the right of the Nepal flag as Irie sweeps. Gets it fine. Get at least a couple. And pick up 2 more runs. guided away, and there's no doubt Irie will get 2 here. That's an easy 2 for him.
I would love to know what he does on... It used to be beep tests that they do, but then now they do yo-yo tests, don't they? Or have the beeps made a comeback?
Yeah, the talk is, I don't know if it's for real, whatever tape it is, a couple of the, not just Irie, a couple of the Nepal boys outrun it. So they complete it.
Wow.
What's that internet slang? Completed it, mate.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing. Just how fast they were, how good they are in the field. The Scotland players were telling me as well, a few of them, the other country that are incredible in the field that people might be surprised about, Papua New Guinea, PNG.
Yeah, it would have been more so in earlier years. Their teams aged a bit. And actually their standards slipped off post-COVID. Really good fielding side. Probably prior to that, wouldn't necessarily even be in the top few associate sides anymore. 30 have been bowled, 127 for 4. Then we go back to that moniker of doubling your total from the 30 over marker that we have had statistical evidence being proved is incredibly accurate. That means the Nepal are on for about 250. Would they be satisfied with that, given how difficult it was earlier on this morning?
Perhaps. I mean, they did lose those 2 early wickets. I'm not sure if that will be enough if Netherlands get going later, but you'd think they'd want to be aiming at least for that 250 just to give themselves something to defend. We've seen some pretty good chases here, and the batting does get easier in the afternoon, so even if that 250 is about par, I'm not sure that will be easy to defend, Lenny. Although Netherlands, obviously, they have had some difficulties in their batting. Very happy to have their captain, Scott Edwards, back today, I'm sure.
Yeah, critical boost that, no doubt about it. We'll get to some more of these comments and questions coming in. Saraj Gamir, just a shout out to him. He's watching from Biratnagar, down near the border with India. 36 degrees temperature there today. A little bit different here, although it is actually a nice day for cricket today. The nicest of the series thus far. Umesh wants to know who will be the main threat today for Nepal's bowlers. Will it be Sandeep Karan or the new man? Cut away, finds the gap expertly. Karan, it'll be Kyle Klein who just escorts it to the rope as it pierces the gap so perfectly. What precision going between Noah Cross at gully and Zachlan Cachet backward point.
He didn't actually have a lot of room to cut that ball away. Really well played. You see that fielded there by one of our friends here at Fort Hill.
Levitt's bowled 8 on the bounce here, isn't he?
It's happening. It's happening.
Gonna dash a quick single and just get home. The throw was high over the stumps. It was a very ambitious single. Irie was always getting home the other end. Would Arif Sheikh have got home at the non-striker's end? Let's just see here. We probably won't be able to tell. Very ambitious single because O'Dowd's so close. I think he might have got home with the dive.
Quick. Very quick.
I think there's no doubt that the Dutch watched back footage from 2 days ago. You compare and contrast the positions of the 5 fielders in the circle with those that were in the circle for Scotland. Scotland, I think they got punch drunk, didn't they? They didn't know what to do. So the ones in the circle weren't saving the single. Ooh, would have been close, but the throw was a mile over the stumps anyway. Good positioning from our umpire there, getting straight into where he needed to be. But yeah, I think they've said we're going to have to squeeze here, otherwise Irie is going to run us ragged. So there, 2 days ago, that would have been a single.
Yes.
Lion Cachet's in so tight, much better. Great game awareness from the Dutch. 31 bowled, 132 for 4.
Yeah, I had one comment from someone saying that such was the speed between the wickets that they were making Scotland look like a bunch of over 50s.
That will get us to the end of the second session. So maybe Nepal just behind the game, but very much hanging around in it. 31 have been bowled. It's 132 for 4.
I'm just aware that it's appreciated by the Nepalese audience.